Hello, this is Division 6's introduction to an early beta of Ace of Spades. This version is currently being hosted at aos.division6.org, which will link to a Google Drive containing a zip file of a patched version of 0.52. You'll want to extract this and head into config.ini using a text editor. Here you can change your name as well as your resolution. The early betas didn't play well with what is now commonplace 16:9 resolutions, like 1280 by 720 or 1920 by 1080. It cuts off part of the UI vertically, so I in fact recommend that you keep the default values of 800 by 600. Other than this config, the other important file is named edit_server_addresses_in_here.bat. We use this batch file to join games. This line here is a commented out command to join a locally hosted server. If you had opened a server using server.exe, you could uncomment this line, run the batch file, and it would join your local server. However, for Alternative Games Night, we'll provide you with a server link from our Twitch channel when we're live. You just need to copy paste it in, make sure all other lines are commented out with the 2 colons, save and run the file, and you'll join our game in no time whatsoever. To help go over the controls, I've enlisted the help of this wee piece of green scum. Look at him go. No bias to be found here. It's the classic WASD to move around. Holding left control makes you crouch. Holding left shift makes you walk. Note that crouching and walking are both silent. Then numbers 1 through 5 are your tools and weapons. The shovel is number 1, pickaxe in number 2, blocks in number 3, rifle in number 4, and a grenade in number 5. You can also press M to open the map. First weapon we're going to talk about is the rifle, which is the only long-range weapon in the game. You can right-click to toggle between hip firing and your iron sights. A shot to the leg is around 20 damage. The chest is around 50 damage, and a shot to the head is insta-death.
Can I teabag him?
No, Jimmy, that wouldn't be. Jimmy! No! The second weapon is the grenade, which once you've clicked, has about 4 seconds until explosion. This means you can hold or cook the grenade in your hand before throwing it, resulting in a shorter fuse. Jumping before releasing increases distance. And that is it for weapons. Next up is tools, of which you have 3. The first of which is the shovel. This is your main instrument for digging tunnels and general wreckage. It's quite a slow motion, but if you aim in the middle of a 3-block high area, it will destroy both the block you're looking at and the one immediately above and below. You notice that if I look at the one above, it'll only destroy the top 2, while in the final one, if I aim at the bottom, it will destroy the whole column as the top block becomes floating, and so the whole thing collapses. Second up is the pickaxe. This is more for finer adjustment. It's quite a rapid motion. It does block damage to each individual block, and once destroyed, it'll add it to your block tally in the bottom right there. So it's quite good for when you're low on blocks building and you need to quickly reclaim some blocks without going back to your command post, which we'll see in a minute. So the main usage, good for reclaiming blocks and tidying up spaces, while the shovel is great for making tunnels, because it ends up with a 3 high space you can easily walk through. And finally, the block. You literally left click to place, right click to change color based on which block you're currently looking at, or you can use the arrow keys to go through the color palette in that bottom right area. And I said, just left click to place. You can use them for walls and all kinds. Last thing we're going to talk about are the game objectives. Ace of Spades is a capture the flag game. The flag is the intelligence briefcase, which is that little briefcase over there. And your base is the command post, which is that tent. You can enter the tent to restock your health and ammo at any time. Each team has one of each. You're going to need to capture the enemy's intel by walking over it, and take it to your command post in order to gain points for your team. It also means you want to defend your intel with your life. When you walk inside your own command post with the enemy's intel, your team gains vision over the enemy team for about a minute on the map. Again, to open up your map, press M, and here we'll see a bunch of icons. The little circle with a line in it is you. This little square is the blue intel, for example, which is about on the same vertical level as that player, in fact. And this is your command post. Notice the little white chevron, which denotes that the command post is below your current position. So that has been our introduction to Ace of Spades, what is beta 0.52, or a patched version of, which removes autoclimb and makes a few other tiny modifications. It was a lot of fun back in the day, which is a good number of years back now. I know I wasted so much of my time on this when I was younger, but hopefully we can get a good amount of people together for the alternative games night. Which, by the way, is every single Friday night. We might not always be playing Ace of Spades, but we try new things quite often and play some other random games. And we're primarily a Rocket League community, but all links are down at the bottom of your screen there, and we hope you see you around sometime soon.